Let's get over to our Joy Wang. She's also live at the scene in Gaithersburg. Joy, tell me a little bit about who you're talking to there.
Yeah, we've been talking to a number of witnesses, a lot of them saying that they could feel the ground vibrating. They could hear the explosion. One witness even telling me that she felt like it sounded like a bomb. And so right behind me, we again are seeing that technical rescue team here. We've been seeing them going inside some of these units. We are also seeing the ladder go up. Again, right now, no firefighters in it, but it has been a very active scene for hours. And we're actually expecting it to stay active for days. That is what the fire chief is telling us, that this is a multi-day event. 4 buildings impacted, all of them evacuated, 2 of them getting a lot of damage as well. And right now next to me is Michelle Conklin-Cassell. Michelle, you mentioned that you are in one of the buildings, you had to evacuate and you could feel it. And you were the ones who told me that it sounded like a bomb.
Yes, I was in my bedroom, and I was kind of in that half awake, half asleep state, and all of a sudden I felt this, it felt like a shock wave, and I heard this massive explosion, and it felt, like you hear about these descriptions of, you know, when a bomb strikes and how there's like waves, and that's how it felt. And you know, at first I thought, okay, am I dreaming or am I waking up? And I said, no, this can't be. I'm not that good at dreaming. So I ran to my window and I looked and I saw all this debris on the ground that was on fire. And because I'm at an angle for the building where the explosion came from, I could see that there was a fire. And so I immediately called 911 and got, you know, my clothes on so I'd be warm enough to be outside. And it took a long time to get through 911. They said, we already know, we're already on it. And it was just a shock. You didn't just hear it, you felt it. It was crazy.
We do want to show you some cell phone video that we got from another witness, and that shows exactly what you've been describing, the fire. And you had mentioned you saw that fire trying to jump to your unit as well.
Yeah, after a little while of being outside, once we were told we had to evacuate, I was watching the fire as close as I could, and I saw the fire on the roof of the building where the explosion initiated, and I saw this fire creeping closer and closer on the roof line, you know, trying to get over to our building. I'm like, oh, please let them save our building. I mean, first of all, you hope nobody's dead or seriously injured, but then the next thing is like, please don't let it touch my building, because we bought it with my inheritance that I got when my mom died 11 months ago, and you know, we're trying to fix it up, and we're doing all these things to make it a home. And the idea of, this is my first time owning a home, and the idea of losing that is just devastating. And I feel so much for the people who have lost their homes. They just must be feeling absolutely crushed right now.
When it comes to the units that are seriously impacted, we do know 9 units in 2 of the buildings that you're seeing all of that damage. I do want to give you a quick update on the injuries. 12 people injured, that's what we got from our last update. 2 of them staying on scene, didn't want to get transported to the hospital. The other 10, 2 of them in critical condition, and then 8 out of the 10 people, they were taken to other medical facilities for mild or moderate injuries, 4 of them adults, 4 of them children, so no children in critical condition. And I know that has been a sigh of relief for so many people, but you wanted to kind of talk to us a little bit more about your family situation. I mean, you were saying you spent your inheritance on this, you and your husband, you're recently married, you and your husband, both students, you're working a number of part-time jobs, and this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we have homeowners insurance, but, you know, the thing about it is you're trying to balance out, okay, how do you keep your budget in balance, and how do you do things? And when you're working multiple part-time jobs and you're also in school, you're just trying to figure out how to make everything work. And I mean, we felt fortunate we could get in such a nice community, you know, with a fixer-upper, but now it's like, oh dear, you know, are they gonna scrap it? And you know, because they were talking about there might be structural integrity issues, and it's just really frightening, because we you know, we've really grown attached to this place, and you know, this is where we're starting our life together, and it just feels awful to think that we might lose it, even though it looks okay right now. But like I said, I'm grateful that I'm here and I'm not injured. I'm grateful he was out working, and I'm grateful that, I'm here to tell the tale. I mean, when we see what has happened, it could have so easily, come to our building. We could have been injured or something. So although I'm worried, I am worried about how this might affect us financially, I'm so grateful that we're alive and safe.
Thank you again for joining us, Michelle. Now, we do want to mention, again, 24 units total that are impacted in the 4 buildings. 9 of them are the ones that have been seriously damaged. And so we are continuing to expect an update at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. So we'll definitely bring you the latest on that as well. You can follow me on Joy 7 News if you'd like to see any other updates, WJLA.com, on air and online. We'll be continuing to follow the story. Michelle, who just joined me, one of a number of people in those 24 units displaced tonight. For now, live in Gaithersburg, Joy Wang, 7 News.
Yeah, those first-person accounts, just incredible to hear today. Thanks so much, Joy Wang, live for us on the scene in Gaithersburg. And we have more to share with you.